Two deliciously creative words come to mind when workers describe the Butterfinger bar.
They're crispity and crunchity.
More than 100,000 pounds of peanut butter mix in giant vats, along with another ingredient that just might surprise you: cornflakes.
We add these in, they're a lot lighter in texture, and they add the depth into the peanut butter to give the crispity, crunchy texture from a Butterfinger you'd expect.
Meanwhile, in another kettle, they work on a mixture of molasses, corn syrup, sugar, and water. Then, the mix gushes through pipes to a cooking chamber below.
Inside the cooking chamber, the temperature is brought up to over 300 degrees in about 5 minutes.
The hot, sugary mix pours onto a cooling wheel, then spreads out.
Bringing that temperature back down is what gives us that crystallization process. This is what gives us that unique texture that we need.
A ribbon of peanut butter lines the middle, and the whole thing takes on a taffy-like consistency. Then it gently kneads and folds on a slow-moving conveyor. The Butterfinger flattens and forms into long ropes, then cuts down to individual sizes. Next, the bars take a ride through a series of cooling tunnels that are a quarter-mile long.
So after the cooling tunnels, those bars are then going through a process where they go through a waterfall of coating, chocolatey coating, to give us that unique flavor that we need out of a Butterfinger.
After a good chocolatey shower, the bars cool, then march like a small army off to packaging.
The sriracha sauce recipe is based on a traditional Thai sauce called sriracha, but this version has a twist. The seasonally varied pepper crop is shipped right to the plant. About 1,000 tons of fresh chili peppers every day. They're dropped down into the grinder where they are chopped up and combined with the other basic hot sauce ingredients. The vinegar is piped in. From here, the ground chili concoction gets pumped over to one of several mixers. This chili slurry is then sent to filler machines, where it's pumped into giant 500-pound drums. They have to stockpile as much of this base ingredients as possible because the pepper supply is limited. Those final ingredients are mixed with the pepper slurry. The ones you can really taste are the garlic and the sugar, which gives the sauce its sweet tang. And then it's off to another machine that purees the vat. Bottles, fresh from the blower, are ratcheted into place to get that signature label. And now, the bottles are ready to be filled with hot sriracha.
Fruity Pebbles got its name because Post wanted to launch a cereal that was based and licensed by the Flintstones, which was a popular cartoon at the time.
The multicolored meal starts out as plain white rice, and lots of it. Workers unload the rice into giant cookers.
Here we bring together 1,400 pounds of long-grain white rice, water, a bit of salt, and our colors to begin the process of manufacturing pebbles.
They turn up the heat to 200 degrees Fahrenheit and let the rice cook. 20 minutes later, the steaming rice comes out with a hot, vibrant new look. Next, it heads to a holding area for what's called tempering. After 2 hours, the moisture in the rice evens out. This keeps it from breaking apart in the next step. Hundreds of pounds of pressure completely flatten the rainbow rice into flakes. That's right, they actually smoosh the rice to form its pebble-like shape. But these aren't true Fruity Pebbles until they puff them back up. That crispy texture forms very quickly in the toaster, which is a blistering 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Next up, the cereal takes a spin in what looks like a big washing machine.
In the coating reel, we add the flavor, vitamins, and liquid sugar. We then go through a dryer that gets us to our final texture of the Fruity Pebble product.
The fruity mix sails through a scale and seals up in a bag. Would you believe workers pack up 44 million pounds of Fruity Pebbles every year?